Hello and welcome back to Shadow Tower Abyss. Last time we defeated what is essentially the boss of the area, and in more ways than one. His minions, although it's really hard to call them minions, the people who followed him, the people who worshipped him, called him boss, called him God. Not sure if that's kind of translation errors or not, but whether they combined the big cat boss that roared throughout the area as boss and God, or whether God is something similar or different, a bit hard to say. I assume from the way it's worded that the Moldoru and the Moldori all basically considered the big cat God. A perfect apex of both fire and ice magic. Very powerful and with a big mane. So, we defeated him, so things should be a little bit quieter in and around the Chalkstone area. We have a little bit of we have a few loose ends to tie up around here, though. We didn't explore the front area, and we missed out on some loot. Hopefully I'll be able to cut out some of the runbacks for you guys today. So let's get into it. Let's see if we're at the right door. First thing we want to check is see if we can take the I'll always take some of that. Looks like all three of these have been thrown in here. So let's take a look down here. Because this is a new portion of the area. Oh, I know where we are. Okay. So not a new portion, but it does seem that once you complete one of the challenges, somebody comes by and throws on one of the keys. To the main doors. I don't think I need to repair much. The only thing about exploring after the fact is now you can't use the roar to your advantage. The roar doesn't exist any longer because obviously you've killed the boss. This guy has stopped burning. And that's that. I'm going to cut out a little bit of the run back, and when we return, I should be at the other repair point. So I'll see you there. Alright, welcome back to the other restore point. Back behind us is the way back into the violent poison area. So, if I remember right, we should be going straight. We spoke to you, didn't we? Yes, we should have spoken to him last episode. Picked up a bracelet, which might come in handy. Jump down. And there is the prize. It's really unceremonious the way you pick it up. That was unexpected and rude. Let's finish looking around this room before we go through the wall. This is the way back into the blue light area. And we'll probably be using that door to leave. Missing. There we go. Oh shoot. So that's gravity. Use a float item to knock it out. Pretty sure it's a float stone. Thought he had died, so that's my bad. What's funny is the first time I played this game, I played it on my old computer. My old computer was a circa 2010 Gateway computer. Integrated graphics card. So you can see where this is going. I was more surprised. I was as surprised as maybe you were that it even ran emulation. However, I A, couldn't stream. B, It ran, but it also didn't run well. So I basically played this entire game, from start to finish, at 50% speed. So seeing it actually run at the speed it's meant to, honestly, is a little bit funny. I was really used to it being very slow. So this should link us into stuff we've already been through. Gonna have to hit up the item shop, buy some more heal potions. Just making sure I got everything before we move on. Now we've linked right back up to start, and I think I'm going to repair my stun gun. And when we meet back up, we'll be back at the main 3 doors on the other side. Oh, that's interesting. Those weren't there before. Anyway, welcome back everybody to the main 3 doors. I'm gonna hit up the shop, see what they have for heal potions. 3 6 cunes. Buy 3 more of those. Do kind of wonder if there's anything new. And I should pick up a couple of Smith and Wesson. Don't think we have found the Derringer. Or, yeah, we have the flintlock. Don't know if we have the Derringers. I will spend pretty much a fortune just buying heal potions. So now that we have the key... Oh, it should be the other one. But the arrow ammo, I don't think was there before. It might have just appeared when we got the bow. Side note, I've been getting hit with gravity. Way more than I did yesterday. Okay. Let's go build a bridge. Raw magic ore. Ore used to power magic devices. And it's part of the reason why I think that the purity stones is what they're called in the translation here, were mined from this area, brought over to the purification plant, because this place is sort of themed on magic ore. Let's see what we got. Ah, there's the Derringer. Gold gun. I remember it being very good, so let's give it a try. See if we can't remember why I thought it was very good. Very cool. So 2 bullets and a clip. Interesting. Alright, we've pretty much tied up all the loose ends. So we are, for realies this time, done with the Chalkstone Walled Area. I am going to cut out the backtracking, and when we find ourselves again, we should be in front of the door to the blue light area. So I'll see you there. Okay, Welcome back, everybody. We are just about to leave this place, and get into our next area. Welcome back, everybody, to the blue light area. You're doing better than I thought. Good timing. I desire a favor. I am Rurufon. I'm looking for a man. He stole my things, the cowardly fool. If you find him, you may kill him. Return my things, well, if you can. Those who come here, all seek the spear and die. What kind of death awaits you? There is a moment where you can fight her. She does drop a very good ring. I don't think it's now. I think it might be later. I could be wrong. It's a good ring. In any case, she doesn't say very much else. She's very tough. Like, I don't really call her a boss, but she is. The manual is right. She is more than she lets on. And we'll figure that out a little bit later. But for now, we're going to pass up the opportunity to fight her. She is, in that respect, she's very much like Priscilla. Besides the fact that she is yet another FromSoft woman with a scythe. Or as I jokingly call them, saifus. She can be fought. She drops a very good item. Just like you can fight Priscilla, who drops a very good item when you cut off her tail. Rurufon doesn't have a tail. She has horns. So, there's that. In any case, we're gonna go save it back in the the piloting area, and then we'll be back. We'll see Rurufon later. So the nearest save point is back in the engine room. Or the pilot room. I haven't really decided which I like more. Whether it's like the bridge or an engine room. I lean more towards bridge. Alright, Rurufon. We'll take you up on your favor. Not like you said what those things are. But, okay. Or what he looks like. Or any useful information at all, but we'll see if we'll see what happens. So this is the lift key that we got from the last boss. It's the amber lift key. Once activated, they glow. Just so you know that they are powered and ready to go. And now, where are we? Let's give a little look-see. There's our next lift. There's one across the way, so let's take a look. Okay. Can't go up any further, so this looks like a slide down. So there's only one more door. We've come to Scouring Rush. Probably the best name for any of the levels. So let's observe. What do we got? It looks kind of pseudo-modern. Like, not modern, but kind of sci-fi. But it's covered in dust and dirt. And we have these roots here, one of which is beating. Roots being very similar to wires, I suppose, considering what the tree is. Put some items away. I cut it out, but when we were leaving the last area, I did pick up this Lorica Hamata. Gives us some good stats. We're still packing heat with the Derringer. And we have the stun gun. For accessories, or the bracelet, we did get a triple bless and a server bangle. which seals our magic. Kind of... It's kind of tempting because it's plus 400, almost 400 health points. But I like having the ability to actually use my magic, even though, you know, I don't really use my magic very much in this game, especially a new game. So we'll pass that up for now. And there's the enemy. Those of you who have played the original Shadow Tower will recognize that flower enemy. That flower enemy comes very, very early in the original Shadow Tower, and it is one of the first WTF enemies that you come across, really. It's so nice that they have jobs still. And also, we have a return of an enemy from below or above. The fact that I was lucky enough to knock off his arm, kind of render him prone, is pretty good. We just picked up anti-paralyze. Very important you eat the worm. Got some ammo. I don't remember what ammo that is. Oh, an M14. In any case, that brings me back to my other point. If this might be a little bit of a controversial opinion, if you only have the ability to buy one console to play as many FromSoft games, irrespective of what they are, buy a PlayStation 3. Not only do all PlayStation 3s play PlayStation 1 games, which means you can buy a whole slew of FromSoft PlayStation 1 games, including Kingsfield and Armored Core, you could play a shed load of PS3 games that came out under the From Software banner, including Armored Core 4, Armored Core 5, Dark Souls 1, Demon's Souls, Enchanted Arm, what else? 3D Dot Game Heroes. A whole lot of, like, there's probably still more games that you can play on the PlayStation 3 than you can on the PlayStation 4. It's kind of funny. And so I think the biggest bang for your buck would be the PS3. And if you get the right PS3, you can be able to play PlayStation 2 games. Although I don't actually suggest it, because From Software cut a lot of corners with PlayStation 2 game code. So the PlayStation 3 is actually tighter than the PlayStation 2 was on its own code. So things are a bit jankier. There's my sort of controversial opinion. If you're just interested in playing as many FromSoft games as possible, you want a PlayStation 3. And you can buy a bunch of PlayStation 1 games on PlayStation 3's PSN. Let's give a shot to the Derringer. I suppose it only came with one clip. You don't want to be hit by the laser. The laser will paralyze you. Paralyze is very bad. It's even worse in... OG Shadow Tower. So these guys are the same Galps from before, but they seem zombified. So knocking those guys out will open up new paths. Very sci-fi here. It does seem like this whole area was at one time kind of like maintenance corridors or very spaceship-y. But it's been here for so long that dust has covered the place, rust has overtaken, as well as this here weird plant thing. Come on, Z fighting. And if you could hear in the soundscape, there is a little bell, because it's a FromSoft game. There needs to be bells. Take a look at the map. So, the X is where we started with the save point and the shop. We are in the circle. And there should be another point of interest to the north through a couple more squares, which are rooms. But you know, squares. Dead body. Let's go back up for a moment. There was another one of those blocks in the way. This is kind of our Tower of Latria moment. The object of this level is the boss is all the way down there. And the boss is a very big heart plant thing. Very much Tower of Latria-esque. Looks like we won't be able to get by there for a little while. Don't know if we can hit it with our gun. Maybe if we come around the other side. Down. There we go. Yes, it does take a weird amount of practice to get passable at using guns in this game because of the lack of a reticule. My suggestion to get good at that is to learn how to center the camera, which is your right click. Yeah, R3. And use that as your baseline. Dead. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I guess he's invulnerable during that animation. Where he's pulling out his, spear. Okay, we should have thin things out a little bit. They do regrow they're regrowing their limbs. It's both macabre and kind of funny. I took his advice, avoiding the main path. I'll try going down the hole ahead. I can't trust anything now, but I'm certain the road ahead is perilous. I believe my lost friends will read this. I'll put this here as a lucky charm. And destroying that reveals a one-way trip. couple of dead bodies. But first, a save point. Always a welcome. Let's see what's on top first. I don't like the idea of going down one-way trips. Not quite knowing exactly how to get back up. That doesn't sound good at all. And it's certainly not. They do grow back if you don't get in and cut them. I might die. But YOLO? Just broke my mace. Press F for the mace there. But was worth it. We got a soul pot. Looks like that was a sub-boss. And considering it took that much damage, I'm inclined to agree. And I broke my mace. I'm very upset. How much is it to fix it? $800. $288. Can I fix my helmet? Or should I just... I guess I should just use my next one. let's use our soul pot. Should give us +5. Still a bit low on strength, so 2 here, 2 here, 1 there. Alright guys, so we did a bunch of work, and while I would rather like to do the whole floor, the whole level in one shot, let's take the break here and then we'll jump down a hole, because that's always a good idea, isn't it? Especially in a FromSoft game, jump down a hole. I remember this place being very big, considering I think it is the only level in this floor. So let's call it here. Thank you very much for joining me today for Shadow Tower Abyss, and I'll see you guys next time. I'd love to hear your thoughts and theories as to what this area is and how it relates to the revelation that this whole place is an upside down growing spaceship. Until then, I'll see you guys next time on Shadow Tower Abyss. Bye, everybody.